man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you all. This is your man coming live at you from Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, Africa. That's right, the motherland. For those who have joined me, thank you for each and every one of you who have taken the interest of the topics that I'm speaking of. Yeah, I keeps it real. I do not beat around the bush. I don't piss around any trees, and I dang sure don't tiptoe around any tulips. Woo, yes, it's an early morning here in Tanzania. As you can see, taking a look at what we have outside on the street today. The weather today feels as though that it might be about 60 degrees. This morning, I'm quite sure it's going to rise up to about 85, something like that. But we have a little overcast. People are out going to work or out doing their business. As you know, Africa here has a lot of entrepreneurs. So as you see our brothers and sisters that are walking about, you can just see just um, the lovely energy that is being shared as people calmly, as I repeat, calmly go to work and are having their outlook of day. Yeah, you get to see the young men on their motorcycles as they begin to ride down the streets and do what they do, drive foolishly. So, you know, I just posted a video of the Chinaman who tried to kill our African brother there in Sierra Leone. And I just saw a video of a Oriental who shot a young black boy there in America in the arm for right in his back, I think in his grass. Now, I ain't trying to start any wars out here or anything against Asians. This ain't gonna be specifically about Asians. This is about, I would rather die. I would rather die than go back into slavery again. Now, I said again. Somebody said, when was you in slavery? When I was in America. You know, many people think that just because you are working and getting money, that you're not a slave. Au contraire, my brothers and sisters. We need to wake up. Just as well as here in Africa. We need to wake up. Because there is a under the table motives of becoming a slave or being a slave without you even knowing it. For those who know me, I did 20 years in the military. I did 20 long years in the military, to be exact. Yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full for 20 years in the military. I also, within that being in the military, had my own personal jobs, worked for other people too as part-time jobs. When I retired from the military, I continued on my own jobs, but I also did other ventures. Congratulations, contending for the faith, 20 years too as well. Anybody who served time in a system that does not give a hoot about you. And as I got out the military, I also ventured into part-time work, you know, of different occupations. And I want to break this down for our family so that we can understand something, okay? You know, we have gotten to a place to be complacent as a people. We have put up with so much. We have dealt with so much when it comes to others who wants to be on our backs, mistreat us, talk to us any kind of way, fire us at the drop of a hat, have a disregard for us. You know, slavery is not necessarily about a monetary payment of doing work for somebody. Slavery is when one has a control over you, physically, mentally, or spiritually. One can control your life. If they have control over you mentally, control your life. If they have control over you spiritually, we'll get into that about the churches and all that right there, because that's the spiritual side. And one can get control over you on the physical side, all right? The greatest thing, I've said this before, and I used to say it to my kids. The worst thing a man could ever do to you is not kill you, is to control your mind, where they can have you operate and function to a capacity that you will cross the line of your own moral beliefs, your own systems of views that you will do for them than living life for yourself. When you have to produce, when you have to give your energy, your time, when you feel as though that if you don't, there are consequences and repercussions if you choose not to. This is slavery. You know, when I was in the military, we had to raise our right hand and we had to make a vow. Now, that is a voluntary so-called enlisting in the military, but you also had those who voluntarily went in, who didn't just enlist, but were commissioned. They were commissioned to do a certain act, perform a certain way, which we would call the commissioned officer, but there was a non-commissioned officer, which was the enlisted. This voluntary service that we did, we vowed to obey. We vowed, thank you very much, they're contending for your heart of giving. We vowed to obey the orders that were given us. Now, the sad part is we never read the small writing, just as well as you all who are civilian, who go in and you sign your name on a dotted line to comply to the policies, the procedures of the jobs that are placed before you, and it's a volunteer until you get in and realize sometimes that this ain't what I signed up to do. The thing about it is that if you decide to quit, you are going to relinquish some things that might cost you. Now, in the military, because you sign on the dotted line a contractual agreement, you can't quit. You have to write out the contractual agreement, and if you don't, you will be facing, as they would call it, a UCMJ action against you, where you can do jail time. Now, civilian sectors is a little different. Yes, you could quit, you can go on about your merry way. But this slavery that I'm talking about, being a complacent people, when you allow one to ride over, oversee, or to control over your life, you are a puppet, a slave. You are a conduit to where they can utilize you to however they so choose to. Even in a voluntary status, because you have built a life in the expectation of receiving a monetary currency or what have you for payment of your services, you have allowed them to be your master in what you do. Now you're going to say, Go Black, where is this going? Why are you saying all this? We have to wake up, family. This usage by the foreigner don't give a hoot about you. So let me start with here in Africa. Africa has graciously allowed, like always before, foreigners to come in and to have a pursuit of happiness and pursuit of having a business in a agreement that they will do various things in the return for giving maybe to the country, maybe building something for the betterment of the country, and that agreement shall be a reward to those who can enjoy those things that these foreigners come in and do, whether it's agriculture, whether it's, building of supplies, whether it's fixing of infrastructures. All of these things are in place that one can trade off back and forth. But the foreigners are turning the tables to where they want to dictate, they want to have control, and the Africans are giving up properties, giving up commodities, giving up riches to those who don't give a damn about them, but yet allowing them to have the power to dictate to the country here in Africa what they shall and shall not do at their own beck and call. Like that video that I posted of the daggone Chinaman who basically got his butt kicked because he threw over the daggone clipboard and got mad when a brother hit and kicked him, and then turn around and want to go for a weapon instead of standing up man to man and going toe to toe, knuckle to knuckle. And here's the thing. Because we become so complacent, we allow those people to come in and then want to go ahead and then attack us and stand around and not defend one another. Isn't this what's happening in America? Isn't America, we're standing around allowing the Karens and the Kens dictating to us, and everybody don't want to do nothing to stand and defend, but have their cameras out watching this thing unfold, being complacent, standing in stupidity and ignorance, and allowing this thing to get out of control. I'd rather die. Do you not think these behaviors is how slavery happened before? Oh yeah, think about it. When the foreigner comes in and mistreats one of your own, and you give a blind eye to it, what happens then is there is a collective effort for that same behavior by the others to do the same to the masses. And if you don't take care of it now, you will find yourself subject and will be used and abused, like what's going on in America when it comes to the police brutality and the police killings, that they see that we can get away with this because nobody is putting a fuss against it. Not a fuss of marching down the freaking streets, but rising up and fighting against. You see, we have been told to let the system handle those issues. When you see smoldering fires along the continent or the countries, to don't take matter in your own hands, but to be able to allow the system to handle it. See, that is a bunch of bull. And Africa already knows. You piss off Africa, people will rise up like that. But we have to understand, stop rising up against each other, but rise up against the enemy. Now, I'm not talking about starting some riot, starting some wars. Not at all. No. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about, people, is we have to defend our family. You see a man pick up a weapon and go towards your brother, and y'all don't all jump on that joker and give him the good ass kicking that he deserves? Something is wrong. When you see Karen and Kens are going to stand up against your people and keep you from going in your own building, in your own neighborhoods, try to talk bad about you and call cops and all these foolishness that we see, you're not going to stand up and say nothing? Do you not know it's going to be facing you at tomorrow? We are complacent, we are quiet, and we're not doing nothing. That's why I got the hell out of America. Because America, we've become so complacent that the control and the slavery that exists is out of hand. We think that slavery is free labor. That's bullcrap. We used to say 40 years ago, and I remember this day, when the Mexicans came into America, and they were getting paid like pennies to work the fields of the farmers. And we would sit back and say, man, that's right out slavery. Man, look what they doing to them. when they used to get mistreated, physically abused by the farmers, by the white folks, we would sit off on the side and say, man, they mistreating them. This is what they used to say. But look at it now. Now it's like build a wall, keep them out, throw them in jails when they come across. Now what do? We see these fires that are happening. Now we see these wars that are beginning, and everybody is being complacent and saying nothing. I'd rather die than go back into slavery. That America was slavery. I don't care what you say. If you think because you're getting paid to go to work and still be mistreated by the injustices of throwing our people into jail, because by the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, it is legal to use slave labor for anyone who is found to commit crimes. This is why that the crimes that they have put on these lists for against us, that even the white people do, they can get away with, yet though that we do, we go to jail for. How is it? Is anybody seeing what I'm seeing? Are we gonna sit back and be zip-lipped? If you're not gonna, look, I'm gonna say in every last one of my videos now, you need to share every video that is put up to wake people. Let's share it with one person. We gotta, look, this is a means, this is a platform to get the word out. And people are gonna start to now be aware. You're gonna start to see people rise and be able to be like, no, we don't handle that here. We don't allow you to do that. You're gonna start to see people now use a platform to spread the message, to bring awareness. That's why my channel is what it is bringing awareness. Not tattletelling what's going on over here in Africa, tattletelling what's going on over America. See, people want to look at it like, oh, you're just being hard on the African Americans. You are showing too much about what's going on negative in Africa. No. I am bringing awareness so we can use this platform to spread what is really going on so we can stand up. You Africans, you have more power than what you believe. I don't have access to most of the Africans in your country, but you know people. You know people who you can share this information to. Why? It's going to be eventually knocking down the door of your country. Why? China, look, the Western world are coming in and setting up shops. I worked in the security forces. I worked into investigations. I worked into investigations, and I've worked in security forces. I've done these things to where I had to see how we strategically do during wartime and how to place people, our militaries around these various different countries in order to have a foothold and a control of power over people. This is what the so-called Chinamen and the Europeans, the Americans are doing in Africa. Share this video with your government officials. I don't care if they are not in the military. Share it with the immigrations. Share it with somebody who's in the government. Share it with somebody who has a fruit stand. Share it with somebody because somebody knows somebody. I would be the first to raise my hand to use my experience, my military experience, to share with Africa the strategic moves, what they are doing against Africa. I got a lot of knowledge, y'all. I told y'all, in that where I worked was intelligence. I raised my hand for 20 years for America. I will raise my hand right now to be able to help and assist the defense of Africa. America gonna be like, yo, what's up there, digital asset doctor? You know, nephew, what's up? You know, it's not me turning my back on any country like America or anything. No. It ain't about trying to. Africa is not going. America, no. As far as, hey, pound for pound, Africa cannot stand a chance with the military power that America has and its allies. But Africa can unite to not allow the foothold to happen, what's going on in Africa. If Africa has the ignorance and don't have the mindset on how to know when you are being played in a chess game of strategic moves, let me show you. I can easily show you. Easily. Why? I've said it before on my videos, and those who follow me long enough, I've showed videos of Africans playing checkers. Here, this is what the men play in Africa. Checkers! While we in other worlds are playing chess. Checkers, you can only think 2 moves ahead. That is it. Chess is a conglomerate of thousands of different possibilities to make a move. I am willing to, you share this message. I am willing to help and assist Africa to be able to strategically look at this game that is being played against the foreign countries who are coming in under the disguise of business. Under this disguise of business. iMovie is what I use for the program, my brother, for the intro. Under the disguise of business, to strategically place their people around the continent of Africa. See, Africa, because they are each have a country, they're thinking individually as a leader in a country. But China is a country as well who's thinking globally against the continent of Africa. Why? Africans don't talk to each other when it comes to strategic moves in the military mindset of what's going on as a continent as a whole. They only think what's going on in their country. So while China has the map as the continent, are doing deals, contract deals for infrastructures, that building. And also, if you renege on the contractual agreement and can't pay back the money, some of these so-called projects will turn into the hands of the so-called Chinaman. But what the Chinaman is he is sending the Chinamen in various countries and are creating so-called communities. This is what they did in America. They strategically go into cities, in the inner cities, and they will put footholds in the communities of the black people. And they will put up liquor shops. They will have control over the gas stations, or some of the Pakistanis and Indians that do that too. They will put Chinese food restaurants. They will put small grocery stores. They will put beauty shops. They would put beauty supply stores, or excuse me, they would put nail shops, not beauty shops, nail shops. They would put beauty supply stores, and they're strategically are getting a foothold in the communities to where your money is being received from them, taking out of the community and leaving you bone dry because they don't go shop at your businesses. So then there is not a transfer of money to everybody can get fed and build and grow together. And now they suck you out. Now you see that now businesses begin to close down because everybody's money going to the Chinamen. And now the owners who have soul food restaurants, they have small beauty barbershops, they have these other small shops that now the money is not enough for people to survive. So they close them down and they leave. This is called putting a chokehold on your enemy without them seeing what's happening. China's doing it against Africa. The Europeans are doing it against Africa. We need to wake up and realize the strategic moves. What the heck do you have an African Union for? Y'all are sitting around eating popcorn and drinking malt. Y'all are sitting around singing Kumbaya, but not bringing your minds together to talk about where are they in your country, where are they placing or the foothold in your country so that you can put it on the map so that it can open up so that you can see, aha, this right here is what they're doing to put a foothold, to strategically move, to be able to strangle you. So now you cannot move. If Africa thinks that China and America are not teammates, if Africa don't think that the Chinamen and Europe are not teammates, you are fooling yourselves. Share this video, everybody, to somebody you know that is in a place. I don't care if he is a poor man on the street or she works in the government. This video needs to get to some leader, somebody, so that they can see what's happening. Yes, Gaddafi talked about this very thing, about the unification of Africa. Share this video. I don't care. I'm here in Africa. All of the military, intelligence, security forces information that I have in my head that I can help and assist Africa, use it. We got many veterans here in Africa that will be willing to sit around the round table to be able to discuss the strategic moves of what the foreigner has come in to do based upon what they've done in America, what they have done around the globe. Of course, some people saying, be careful, brother, be careful. Look, I am not here as any agent giving up secret information. America knows I can't do anything or say anything to hurt it in its security. Africa cannot rise up against America in a military fashion. But at least Africa can at least be educated on a strategic moves that is being done against it. That is it. That's called defense. It's not called offense. I'm not sitting around round tables. How are you going to attack America? Really? Do you really think Africa could go take over America? No. That's just not going to happen. We're talking about foreigners coming in and setting up businesses. These are strategic moves on how to do the chokehold. It's not a military movement. It can be. But it's the foreigners, China's coming in, and the Americans or the Europes are coming in doing business. These businesses are nothing but strategic moves on how to choke out the so-called getting money out. It's like taking the gems out. These are strategic moves, not military moves. I'm not talking about military moves. I'm talking about the business strategic moves like it's a military, coming in, choking the continent as a whole, getting a foothold. When the NBA came into Africa, that was a strategic move. When they backed Africa's professional basketball, that was a strategic business move. Why? Because the NBA knows they will have a foothold on basketball in Africa. Africa don't realize what they just did when you signed on the dotted line to allow the NBA, when Africa could have done it itself, had its own professional basketball league. But who is forking the bill for that is the NBA, who now takes control. That means now that they're not going to allow any other business to come up and compete against it. So now the basketball league is a American business that is in here who has the foothold and the blueprint on basketball. They can now dictate who they want to coach the team. Oh, we go ahead. Hey, we'll send because eventually it's going to be white coaches in Africa who's going to be coaching the league. Once the league gets big, it starts generating a lot of money, just like in America. They're going to start bringing their white workers in. They're going to start bringing their white coaches in. They're going to start bringing in that's going to be in each league is going to have, behind the scenes, those people getting paid all the money and scooting the Africans out, because it's not just the NBA. Then all of a sudden they're going to be putting now an ESPN network, boom, in Africa. And that's going to squeeze out a sports network out of Africa. What black people are doing, what black people need to do is share this message so people can realize what's happening. There is a strategic move on the business scale that is happening in Africa as a whole. The problem is Africa don't talk with each other. They don't have means of talking to each other. But this platform, they can see what's going on when you share information. Share the information with your brother, your sister, your aunt, your cousin, for anybody who is in Africa. Share it around the globe so all people can recognize and be able to keep a watchful eye on Africa. Anytime that you allow visitors to come in and set up shop, you are leaving yourself open for potential damage against your own self. This is what happened in the black communities of America. We have allowed the so-called foreigners to come into the black communities, set up shop, and strangle, chokehold, take out the oxygen of business for others to be able to flourish because of the ignorance of black people who didn't understand. You're going to every dollar you give to the Chinamen for their restaurant, you took out of the dollar of the pockets of your own brothers and sisters who have soul food restaurants. Every time that you go to Oriental, and this ain't against Asians, y'all. This ain't hate against nobody. This is to wake up to realize strategic moves that are being doing. Every time that you go to a Chinese or a Korean shop and you give them money, they take those dollars and they turn around and they give money into their communities. Now you tell me, when's the last time you seen Orientals come into a black shop to give their money? You haven't. China people, each country I've been to, I don't see Chinese people. I don't see most of the other foreigners out here going to small businesses here. No, there are grocery stores that they go to here. They give their dollars to them. Those are foreigners who own those grocery stores, and even the Africans go in there and shop and all that right there. I go in there sometimes to get some items that I can't find out here in the streets too. But that money that those people who own those businesses don't go out here and spread that amongst the Africans so that they can also grow. No, they take that money, they keep it in their community, go to their other people's shops, for their restaurants, go for where they buy their clothes, go for where they buy all the other things that they need, and now they suck the money out. This is a strategic move that can happen that we need to realize. I want to raise my hand for the African nation to show them that what is actually happening strategically when these foreigners are coming in. We have to wake up. I'd rather die than go back into slavery, where you're finding yourself now having to do work for one who don't give a hoot about you. When you're gonna find yourself that you gotta go to a place that where you're paying your money and they treat you like crap. You see it in America all the time, which blows my mind. How can you support a business that they look you in your face, talk their language, and talking about you, disrespect you? Look at the YouTube videos and see. When you look at the video, remember when the brother, he went to the went to the Chinese nail shop, and they stood to go ahead and try to tell everybody to boycott, and the black women were still going in there to get their nails done. And all of a sudden, they all got mad at the brothers who were standing up saying, hey, sisters, we are here to support y'all. Don't patronize this daggone business. Don't even, look, we here to defend y'all for what they did was wrong. And then one brother walked up with a big old rock and threw it in the window and said, we're not standing for this, for you people coming in our communities, disrespecting our people. What about the other community that was in, I think that was in Detroit or somewhere, where they rose up and went to the Indian shop. I think it was Pakistan, Indian, something like that, the gas station, when they called the sister a nigger and pushed her. And them brothers came up there and say, close this shit down now. You are not coming in. See, there are some who do rise, but people don't unite together. We got to defend each other. We ain't talking about going out and starting a war. We're talking about you started, we defend. We see you mess up against our own, we gotta defend each other. Because if we stand by the wayside and become complacent, and the only thing we want to do is take out our video, what are you doing? When you see that Chinaman went and got that spear and chasing after the brother, all of them should have jumped on his ass and gave him a nice ass whipping. We stand complacent. That's all it is. So I'm saying, family, share the video to get the word out so that our brothers and sisters, because all of y'all from different countries in Africa, around the world, I don't care if it's America, share the videos. Share this video so people say, oh, I didn't know that was going on over there in this country over there. I didn't know this is what they're doing over in that country. And it gets into the hands of the leaders. Ghana just passed or mandate or have an initiative to clean up his country with trash. And I'm willing to bet, because all the YouTubers who's been showing in footage of Ghana complaining about certain things like trash in Ghana probably got in the hands, in the ears of certain people. And especially when you walking around showing Ghana off, and all of a sudden you see the eyesore of trash on the ground, and then all of a sudden people complaining because there were Ghanaians who were complaining about, oh, what is he coming here for? He's standing by trash here on the beach and he is trying to embarrass us, this and that. I'm not trying to embarrass. But did it get in the hands of those who saw, hey, hold up, our country do have too much trash. Let's do something about it. Part about that. These videos out here are powerful. It is a means of communication. It's how you spread message, family. It's just like you don't ever hear me talk about thumbs up. I just don't do that. But it amazes me that when I look at the thumbs up, I see 486 people here and there's only 180. My content is not about if you like what I say. It's about really spreading the message. The thumbs up is what gets the recommendations for other people on their different channels, so that people can say, oh, what is he talking about? I'd rather die than be a slave. What is he talking about? When the simple thing is, let's get this message out. That's only thumbs up means. I don't get paid money for no thumbs up. My channel is about awareness. I don't need no more freaking money. I got it. And all I'm doing, y'all know me, is to help people. That's what my channel's always been about, helping my people. Spread the message. Africa is here for us, y'all. Spread the message. Yo, this is how you go ahead and make the money. I did it, you can do it. Look, here's the blueprint. This is what I've been doing. Yo, this is what's going on to educate you. This is what I've been doing. Can we at least, if you ain't gonna do nothing, spread the message. Use the mouth that God gave you to spread the message. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. You will be amazed at when a person starts speaking, people starts listening, that balls begins to start rolling. I'm a man about peace and love and all that for people. I want this to be the most peaceful world out here, that we all can just get along and live happily ever after. But there are people out here who don't think that way. And we need to expose the behaviors of those people who don't want that. We got to expose the people who wants to take advantage of the kindness of Africa for their own benefit. And this is the eyes and the ears today, this platform, this ability that we see through this so-called thing that's called the network. The satellites that floats around the space can give you a live footage of me here in Africa, sharing with you all to say, let's not be complacent, brothers and sisters. Let's wake up each other. Let's educate each other of how we are strategically pimped at every given time that people are coming in, strategically placing businesses as a foothold to take over an economy. This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. Peace out, family.